There's a quiet power in knowing who you are, a strength that doesn't shout for attention, but hums like a steady rhythm deep within your soul. In the moments when life tests your faith and the world questions your worth, that quiet strength will carry you further than anything external ever could. Do you know your worth? Do you understand the depth of your potential? The world cannot define you, my friend. The opinions of others, their judgments, their fleeting affirmations, none of them can touch the depth of your true self. And yet we spend so much of our lives seeking validation, seeking to be seen, heard, and understood. But I tell you today, your belief in yourself is the key to unlock everything you desire. Confidence is not a show, not a mask we wear to gain approval. True confidence is birthed in the soul. It is the quiet knowing that you are enough, exactly as you are. It is a peaceful surrender to the fact that you do not need to prove anything to anyone. When you understand this, when you grasp the power of emotional detachment from outcomes, you become unstoppable. Think for a moment, what would your life look like if you detached your happiness from the opinions of others? What if you stopped letting the world's praise or criticism define your actions? When you detach, you tap into a well of inner strength, because confidence is not reliant on the world's view of you, but on your unwavering belief in your own divine power. This belief is what propels you forward, even when the path is uncertain. When you truly believe in yourself, you step into a realm of purpose that cannot be shaken. You see the world not as a series of obstacles, but as a series of opportunities for growth. Challenges are no longer threats, but tools that shape you into the person you were always meant to be. The journey of self-belief isn't without its tests. There will be moments of doubt, moments when fear will try to creep in and pull you back into the shadows. But remember, confidence does not eliminate fear. It gives you the courage to move through it, to continue walking in faith even when you cannot see the full picture. Your confidence tells the universe, I am ready. I trust in my ability to rise. And when you trust yourself, the universe aligns to support that trust. Mastering the mind is key to building that confidence. It is not enough to feel good about yourself one day and then fall into self-doubt the next. Confidence is a practice, a way of thinking, a discipline that you must commit to every single day. And with every step, with every thought that aligns with your highest truth, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken. And make no mistake, this is a spiritual practice. It is an act of alignment to trust in your own power, to stand in your own truth, and to refuse to be moved by the winds of uncertainty. When you believe in yourself, you honor the divine presence within you, recognizing that you are a creator of your own destiny. But with this belief comes responsibility. You must take responsibility for the direction of your life. The world cannot decide for you, neither can anyone else. You are the one who must own your actions, own your dreams, and take the necessary steps to bring them into existence. You are the creator, and your confidence is your creative force. When you stand in your full confidence, there is peace. You do not need to fight for your place in the world. Your presence alone creates space for you. Confidence is rooted in inner peace, in the calm that arises when you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And this peace becomes a foundation from which you can build anything at all. Let this wisdom be your guide today. The world does not hold your success. The power to achieve everything you desire lies within you, waiting to be unlocked by the key of self-belief. It will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. And remember this, confidence is not just for you. When you walk in confidence, you become a beacon for others. You inspire them to believe in themselves, to step into their own power, and to rise. Your confidence becomes contagious, transforming not only your life, but the lives of those around you. So stand tall, stand firm in the knowledge that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. True confidence is rooted in a deep inner knowing that transcends the external world's ever-changing circumstances. It is not a fleeting feeling based on approval or success, but a solid foundation that comes from within, grounded in a profound sense of self-worth. Confidence, in its purest form, does not rely on the validation of others or the external accomplishments we accumulate. Instead, it draws from an understanding that we are inherently valuable regardless of any external outcome. This belief in our intrinsic worth allows us to stand firm in our truth, unaffected by the judgments or expectations of the world around us. When you are truly confident, your belief in yourself is unwavering and does not fluctuate based on how others perceive you or how successful you appear. This inner knowing is not just a mental acknowledgement, but a spiritual truth that settles deep in the heart. It is an awareness that you are whole and complete, not needing to prove anything to anyone because you understand that your value is inherent. The world might look at your achievements, your failures, or your appearance and make judgments, but none of that can touch the core of who you truly are. The key to confidence lies in anchoring yourself in this realization, in understanding that your worth is not tied to external circumstances, but to your divine essence. The process of developing this confidence begins with self-awareness. It requires looking inward and confronting the stories you've been told about yourself, the limiting beliefs you've internalized, and the fears you've carried with you. These are the voices of the world, the people around you, and the experiences that have shaped your perception of yourself. But none of them define your true worth. As you begin to detach from these external influences, you start to tap into the truth that resides within you, a truth that has always been there, waiting to be uncovered. When you begin to realize that your confidence is born from this inner knowing, you stop seeking validation from others. You no longer measure your success by the standards set by society or the people around you. Instead, you begin to measure success by your alignment with your own truth, by the strength of your inner foundation, and by the clarity with which you walk through the world. This is the confidence that carries you through every trial and every victory, knowing that no matter the external result, you are whole and complete. True confidence also enables you to embrace vulnerability, for when you know your worth, you have no need to hide behind a mask of perfection. You can show up as your authentic self, knowing that it is enough. It gives you the courage to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to pursue your dreams without the fear of failure. You trust that no matter what happens, you will always be okay, because you are enough. This deep-rooted confidence is transformative. It shifts the way you see the world and the way the world sees you. When you walk with the knowing that you are worthy, you invite others to recognize the same in themselves. Confidence rooted in this inner knowing is contagious, and it begins to radiate outward, influencing everyone around you. It becomes a force that not only shapes your life, but also inspires others to step into their own power and truth. Emotional detachment is not about shutting yourself off from the world or becoming indifferent to others. It is about understanding the transient nature of emotions and not allowing them to define your sense of self. True confidence flourishes when you can separate your emotional state from external events, realizing that your worth is not contingent on how you feel at any given moment or on how others perceive you. This form of detachment creates a space where you can respond to life's challenges with clarity and purpose, rather than reacting impulsively based on fluctuating emotions. When you are emotionally detached, you are able to rise above the chaos and turbulence of life. You see your emotions for what they are, temporary, passing states that do not define who you are. Emotional detachment allows you to remain anchored, centered, and calm, even in the midst of uncertainty or adversity. It enables you to look at your emotions objectively without being swept away by them. You understand that feeling frustrated, sad, or angry does not make you weak or unworthy. These emotions are simply a part of the human experience, but they do not need to control your actions or your sense of self. This detachment also means that you are no longer reliant on the approval or disapproval of others. When your self-worth is not tied to external validation, you become free to be authentic, unencumbered by the weight of others' opinions. You no longer need to seek affirmation or fear criticism, because your confidence is built on the knowledge that you are enough, regardless of how the world sees you. Your emotional state becomes a reflection of your own inner peace, rather than the result of external circumstances. Moreover, emotional detachment allows you to cultivate inner peace. When you are detached from the opinions and judgments of others, you stop internalizing negativity and start to build an unshakable foundation of self-assurance. You learn to let go of the need to control every outcome and begin to trust that life will unfold as it should, regardless of the emotional highs and lows you may experience along the way. This trust is the key to resilience, as it enables you to bounce back from setbacks with greater strength, knowing that you are not defined by your challenges, but by your response to them. The power of emotional detachment lies in its ability to bring clarity to your thoughts and actions. When you are emotionally reactive, your decisions are often clouded by fear, insecurity, or anxiety. But when you detach, you create a space where wisdom and reason can guide you, where you can respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. You begin to approach life's challenges with a calm, clear mind, seeing them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. This detachment doesn't mean that you don't care. It simply means that you care more about your peace, your inner stability, and your sense of self than you do about temporary emotional states or the approval of others. You have the power to choose how you respond to the world, and when you are emotionally detached, you choose to respond with grace, confidence, and clarity. The power of self-belief is the spark that ignites purpose, a force that propels us forward even when the road ahead seems unclear or daunting. It is through believing in ourselves that we begin to understand the depths of our potential and the unique path we are meant to walk. When we truly trust in our own capabilities, something extraordinary happens. We become aligned with our deepest desires, and our actions begin to reflect our vision for the future. Belief in oneself is the starting point for all success, because without it, there is no drive, no motivation to take the necessary steps toward realizing our dreams. Self-belief is the cornerstone upon which purpose is built. When you know that you are worthy of achieving great things, you are willing to take bold steps toward them. The belief that you are capable is the foundation that allows you to pursue your goals with courage and conviction, no matter the obstacles in your way. It is in this belief that you find the strength to rise after every fall, to persist when others would give up, and to keep moving forward even in the face of doubt or fear. Self-belief is not an arrogant assertion that we are perfect or immune to failure. Rather, it is an inner knowing that we are enough just as we are. It is a deep understanding that our inherent worth does not depend on our achievements or the opinions of others. When we cultivate this belief, we stop seeking approval and start creating. We realize that our true power lies not in the validation we receive, but in our ability to trust in our own potential, to trust that the seeds we plant today will bear fruit in their own time. This belief in ourselves fuels our purpose, allowing us to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to pursue dreams that might seem impossible to others. When we truly believe that we can achieve something, we no longer let fear or uncertainty dictate our actions. We move forward with the knowledge that even if we fail, we are learning, growing, and evolving into the person we need to become in order to fulfill our purpose. This mindset turns every setback into a lesson, every challenge into an opportunity for growth, and every failure into a stepping stone on the path to success. The more we believe in ourselves, the more we begin to see the world through a lens of possibility. We stop focusing on what we lack or what we cannot do, and instead we begin to see all the ways in which we are capable, powerful, and resourceful. This shift in perspective transforms the way we approach life. We begin to recognize that everything we need to fulfill our purpose is already within us. We simply need to trust in ourselves enough to bring it to the surface. When you believe in yourself, you also believe in the process of life. You trust that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in is guiding you toward your highest good. You understand that every experience, whether positive or negative, is part of your journey and contributes to the fulfillment of your purpose. Self-belief allows you to surrender to the flow of life, knowing that even when things don't go as planned, they are unfolding exactly as they should. Self-belief is transformative, not only for you, but for those around you. When you truly believe in yourself, you inspire others to believe in themselves too. Your confidence becomes a beacon of light, guiding others to tap into their own potential and to pursue their dreams with the same conviction and courage. The ripple effect of self-belief is powerful, and it creates a movement of people who are aligned with their own purpose, taking bold steps toward creating the life they desire. Confidence has the remarkable ability to transcend fear and doubt, turning what would normally hold us back into the very force that propels us forward. It is not the absence of fear, but the strength to move through it with courage and conviction. True confidence allows us to stand tall in the face of uncertainty, to act despite the inner voices that may question our worth or capability. It's a quiet power that emerges when we stop letting fear dictate our actions and instead choose to trust ourselves, knowing that we have the ability to rise above whatever challenges we face. When we are rooted in self-belief, fear becomes a mere signal of growth rather than an obstacle. It is through our confidence that we are able to transform fear into an ally, using it to fuel our determination rather than allowing it to paralyze us. Fear, in many ways, is simply the unknown speaking to us, warning us of things we haven't yet experienced, telling us stories of what could go wrong. But confidence teaches us that fear cannot define our future. Instead of retreating in fear, we step forward, knowing that each step we take is a step closer to mastery, closer to growth. Doubt, too, loses its grip on us when we trust in ourselves. Doubt often arises when we question our abilities, when we let the voices of the past, the judgments of others, or the insecurities within ourselves cast shadows over our potential. But confidence is the antidote to this. When we believe in our own abilities, doubt begins to fade, for we trust that we have everything we need to succeed. Confidence is the anchor that keeps us grounded, even when the storm of doubt rages within us. We no longer seek external validation to quiet the doubts. Instead, we choose to trust the wisdom within, knowing that no matter what happens, we are fully capable of handling it. The power of confidence to transcend fear and doubt lies in its ability to shift our focus. When we are confident, we no longer focus on what could go wrong, on the potential pitfalls, or on the limitations. Instead, we focus on what can go right, on the possibilities that lie ahead. Our energy becomes focused on solutions rather than problems, on opportunities rather than obstacles. Confidence provides clarity, helping us to see the bigger picture, to understand that every challenge is just a temporary situation, not a permanent condition. This ability to move beyond fear and doubt opens doors to new experiences and new levels of growth. It allows us to take risks, to step into unfamiliar territory with a knowing that even if we fail, we are still moving forward. Confidence teaches us that failure is not something to fear, but something to embrace, for it is in our failures that we often learn our greatest lessons. Each mistake becomes a stepping stone to greater understanding, and each challenge is an opportunity to refine our skills and become stronger. In the face of fear and doubt, confidence becomes the unwavering light that guides us, showing us that we are more than capable of navigating through life's uncertainties. It is not the absence of fear or doubt that makes us strong, but the presence of confidence that allows us to walk through them with grace and resilience, always trusting that we will emerge on the other side stronger and more capable than before. Confidence is not a fleeting emotion, it is a mindset, a way of perceiving and interacting with the world. It is the deliberate choice to believe in your own ability, even when the world around you may be filled with doubt and uncertainty. The foundation of this mindset is built upon a deep understanding of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. When confidence becomes a mental framework, it allows you to navigate life with clarity, purpose, and an unwavering belief that you can overcome any challenge that comes your way. The essence of confident thinking lies in its ability to shape the way we respond to situations. It is not just about feeling good about ourselves in moments of success, but about maintaining a positive, empowered attitude even when faced with difficulties. A confident mindset tells us that failure is not the end. It is simply a lesson, an opportunity for growth. With this mindset, we do not crumble under the weight of setbacks, but instead we rise with the understanding that every difficulty holds within it the seeds of future success. We learn to reframe challenges as opportunities, obstacles as stepping stones, and doubts as motivations to prove our strength. A key aspect of this mindset is the ability to control our thoughts. Confidence is deeply connected to how we manage our inner dialogue. Negative, self-critical thoughts will always try to arise, especially during moments of stress or self-doubt. But a confident person has the power to redirect those thoughts, to replace them with positive, empowering beliefs. Instead of focusing on the what-ifs that feed anxiety, the confident mind focuses on the I am and the I can, shifting its focus towards solutions rather than problems. This mental clarity fosters a sense of control over one's actions and outcomes, and this sense of control strengthens confidence over time. With a confident mindset, you begin to see opportunities where others may see limitations. Your perception of the world shifts. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of challenges, you start to break them down into manageable steps. The world does not seem as daunting when you approach it with a clear, positive mindset. Confidence doesn't make the difficulties go away, but it equips you with the tools and strength to deal with them effectively. It empowers you to take one step after another, knowing that each step is one closer to your goal. Additionally, a confident mindset is rooted in self-trust. It is the ability to trust your intuition, your decisions, and your capacity for growth. When you trust yourself, you trust the process of life, knowing that everything you need to succeed is already within you. You become less reliant on external factors and more dependent on your inner wisdom. This self-trust fuels the courage to take risks, to move forward with conviction even when the outcome is uncertain. You no longer need others to validate your worth or to tell you that you are capable because you already know it in your heart. This mindset also helps you to embrace failure and rejection, not as a reflection of your worth, but as part of the natural process of growth. A confident person sees each setback as an opportunity to learn, to refine, and to grow stronger. When failure occurs, it is not the end of the road, but a chance to adjust the approach and move forward with greater wisdom. With this mindset, you are less likely to be discouraged by temporary defeats, understanding that they are simply part of the journey towards success. Ultimately, confidence as a mindset transforms the way we live. It empowers us to take action, to move forward in the face of uncertainty, and to trust that no matter what happens, we have the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to navigate life's challenges. It allows us to face the world with clarity and purpose, knowing that we are more than capable of creating the life we desire. Self-belief is more than a mental practice. It is a spiritual act, an alignment of the soul with the truth of who you are and what you are capable of. When you embrace self-belief, you are essentially stepping into a deeper understanding of your purpose and power, acknowledging that you are divinely equipped to fulfill your destiny. It is a spiritual practice because it requires you to connect with something greater than yourself, to trust that your life has meaning and direction, and that you are being guided by a higher power, whether that be God, the universe, or your own inner wisdom. At its core, self-belief is an act of faith. It requires you to trust in your abilities, even when external circumstances may suggest otherwise. This trust is not blind or naive. It is rooted in the knowing that you have been uniquely designed with everything you need to navigate life's challenges and fulfill your purpose. Believing in yourself is acknowledging that you are an integral part of a larger divine plan and that your path, with all its twists and turns, is leading you exactly where you need to go. This belief transcends the physical realm and touches the spiritual realm, aligning you with a flow of energy and purpose that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks or external judgments. The spiritual nature of self-belief also requires surrender. It is the act of surrendering to the idea that you do not need to control every outcome, that you can release the need for perfection, and that you can trust in the unfolding of your life. It means letting go of the fear that you are not enough or that you are somehow lacking, and instead embracing the belief that you are whole and complete just as you are. This surrender is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is an expression of strength. It takes immense courage to trust in something greater than yourself and to walk through life with faith, especially when the journey is uncertain or difficult. Self-belief also invites you to embrace your divine worth. When you believe in yourself, you are recognizing and honoring the unique gifts and talents that you have been given. You stop comparing yourself to others and begin to appreciate your own journey, knowing that you have been placed on this earth for a reason. Your talents, your voice, your presence, these are all gifts meant to be shared with the world. When you trust in yourself, you acknowledge that these gifts are valuable and worthy of being seen and heard. You step into your full potential, knowing that to do so is a sacred act of honoring the divine within you. In spiritual terms, self-belief is a reflection of the trust you place in the Creator, the universe, or the divine forces that guide you. It is an acknowledgement that everything you need to succeed has already been placed within you, that you are not alone in your journey. When you embrace self-belief, you align your actions with your highest purpose, moving forward with the knowledge that you are supported by unseen forces, and that every step you take is part of a greater divine plan. This deep connection to spirit gives you the courage to act, to make bold choices, and to trust that no matter what challenges arise, you have the strength to overcome them. Self-belief is an act of spiritual alignment because it brings you into harmony with your true self. It is the deep realization that you are not separate from the divine, but an expression. When you trust yourself, you are trusting the divine wisdom that flows through you, and you become a vessel for that wisdom to manifest in the world. This understanding transforms the way you approach life's challenges, allowing you to move through them with grace, knowing that you are guided, protected, and equipped for every step of the journey. True confidence brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. It is not just about walking through life with your head held high, it is about taking full ownership of your thoughts, actions, and the direction of your life. When you stand in your full confidence, you are not only acknowledging your power, but you are also recognizing that with this power comes the responsibility to use it wisely. Confidence means you have the courage to make decisions, to shape your future, and to take the necessary steps toward your goals, fully aware that you are the creator of your own reality. This responsibility goes beyond just taking ownership of your actions. It extends to owning your dreams, your potential, and your impact on the world around you. When you believe in yourself, you recognize that your life is not just a series of random events or passive experiences. You understand that you have the power to actively create and shape your destiny. You are the one who decides where you go, who you become, and what legacy you leave behind. Confidence allows you to take control of your narrative, to stop letting external circumstances dictate your path, and to choose the life you want to live. Moreover, confidence requires you to be accountable to yourself. It calls for you to own up to your mistakes and learn from them, to take responsibility for your own growth and transformation. Confidence is not about pretending to be perfect or avoiding failure. It is about understanding that you have the power to learn from every experience, to grow through every challenge, and to emerge stronger and wiser each time. When you own your mistakes and take responsibility for your actions, you free yourself from the burden of guilt and shame, and you empower yourself to make better choices moving forward. Confidence also requires responsibility to others. When you stand in your full power, you become a role model for those around you. Your confidence can inspire others to believe in themselves, to take ownership of their own lives, and to pursue their dreams with the same conviction and courage. By owning your power, you give others permission to own theirs. This creates a ripple effect of empowerment that spreads far beyond you. It reminds us that confidence is not just a personal attribute, but a communal force that has the power to uplift entire communities. When you are responsible for your own confidence, you also begin to understand that it is a choice. You choose to stand in your power, to believe in yourself, and to move forward with purpose. This is not always easy. Life will throw challenges your way, and doubts may creep in. But true confidence requires you to choose to rise above those challenges, to keep going even when the road is tough. It calls for you to maintain focus on your goals and to trust that you have everything within you to achieve them. Furthermore, owning your confidence means you take full responsibility for how you show up in the world. You are aware of the energy you bring into every room, the influence you have on those around you, and the legacy you are building every day. Confidence is not about seeking to impress others or to get external validation. It is about honoring your own worth and choosing to show up as the best version of yourself. This responsibility is what gives confidence its depth and power. It is not just about personal success, but about the impact you have on the world around you. When you own your confidence, you become a force for positive change, not only in your own life, but in the lives of others as well. True confidence is deeply intertwined with inner peace, for it is only from a place of peace that we can fully recognize and embody our authentic strength. Confidence is not born from the need to prove something to others or to achieve external validation. It arises when we are at ease within ourselves, when we are no longer seeking approval from the outside world because we have already found contentment within. Inner peace allows us to stand firm in who we are, knowing that no external force can shake the foundation of our self-belief. It is in this tranquility that confidence becomes unshakable, for when you are at peace, nothing can disturb your sense of self-worth. The relationship between inner peace and confidence is symbiotic. As we cultivate peace within, we naturally cultivate confidence. Peace allows us to silence the noise of fear, self-doubt, and insecurity that so often clouds our minds and hearts. When we are peaceful, we are no longer ruled by the chaos of external circumstances or by the whirlwind of emotions that come with life's uncertainties. We learn to detach from the highs and lows, the fleeting moments of triumph and failure, because we understand that they do not define who we are. Our confidence grows as we realize that our value does not hinge on the temporary conditions of our lives, but on our connection to something far deeper, far more enduring. Inner peace allows us to approach life with a clear mind and a steady heart. It gives us the ability to pause, to breathe, and to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally to challenges. When we are calm inside, we are able to discern the best course of action without being clouded by fear or anxiety. Confidence is strengthened when we have the clarity to make decisions from a place of calm, where our actions are not driven by panic or uncertainty, but by a deep sense of purpose and trust in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. Furthermore, inner peace is essential for overcoming the distractions and temptations of the outside world. It is easy to lose confidence when we become caught up in comparisons or in the expectations of others, the opinions of others, the pursuit of external success, and the fear of judgment can easily undermine our self-belief. But when we are at peace with ourselves, we stop looking outward for approval and validation. We realize that we do not need to conform to the standards set by others, nor do we need to seek recognition to feel worthy. Confidence rooted in peace means we are free from the need to compare ourselves to anyone else. We can stand in our truth unapologetically and trust that our journey is unique and valuable. In cultivating inner peace, we also develop resilience. Life is full of challenges, and it is easy to lose confidence in the face of adversity. But when you are at peace with yourself, you can weather any storm. Inner peace does not mean the absence of difficulty. Rather, it means the ability to remain steady and strong regardless of the circumstances. Confidence born from peace allows you to face obstacles with grace, knowing that you will navigate through them, learning and growing along the way. The more we nurture peace within, the more naturally our confidence expands. Inner peace creates a space where self-belief can thrive, and from that space, we are empowered to live fully, authentically, and with unshakable confidence. It is the calm assurance that we are enough, that we are worthy, and that we are capable of achieving anything we set our minds and hearts to, without the need for external validation. Peace is the root from which confidence grows, and when we are at peace, we radiate a quiet strength that can withstand anything life throws our way. Self-belief has the remarkable ability to transform adversity into opportunity. When you truly believe in yourself, you view challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as essential steps in your personal growth and journey to success. Every setback, every failure, and every hardship becomes an opportunity to learn, refine your skills, and move closer to your true purpose. The power of self-belief lies in its ability to shift your perspective on difficulty, helping you to see beyond the immediate struggle and recognize the long-term value in overcoming it. Belief in oneself allows you to navigate through adversity with resilience and determination. Rather than being overwhelmed by difficulties, you approach them with a mindset that says, "This is part of the process. I am capable of handling it." The more deeply you trust in your abilities, the more confident you become in your capacity to rise above any situation. Adversity, in this sense, is not something that defines you. It is simply a temporary challenge that you have the strength to overcome. This mindset doesn't ignore the reality of hardship, but rather empowers you to see the potential for growth within it. When you truly believe in yourself, you stop seeing failures as signs of personal inadequacy. Instead, you recognize that failure is simply a part of the journey to success. Every failure provides valuable lessons and insights that you would not have gained otherwise. It is through these lessons that you develop new strategies, refine your approach, and build the resilience necessary to reach your goals. With each setback, your self-belief grows stronger because you realize that your worth is not tied to success alone, but to the courage to continue moving forward despite the challenges. Self-belief also fosters a mindset of innovation and problem solving. When faced with adversity, people who lack self-belief often become paralyzed by fear or doubt. But those who trust in their abilities see challenges as puzzles to be solved. They are able to approach difficult situations with creativity and resourcefulness, knowing that no problem is beyond their ability to overcome. Their belief in themselves fuels a sense of possibility, allowing them to think outside the box and come up with innovative solutions that others might miss. Moreover, self-belief helps to cultivate patience. When you believe in yourself, you understand that success is not always immediate. It takes time, effort, and perseverance. In the face of adversity, you can maintain your focus on the long-term vision rather than being discouraged by the short-term difficulties. You learn to stay the course, trusting that your efforts will eventually pay off. This patience is critical when working toward any meaningful goal, as it helps you to endure the ups and downs without losing sight of your ultimate purpose. This transformation of adversity into opportunity also enhances your sense of purpose. Self-belief provides you with a deeper connection to your why, the reason you are pursuing your dreams in the first place. When faced with hardship, you are able to tap into this purpose, remembering why you started and allowing it to fuel you through the tough times. The greater your belief in yourself, the more committed you become to your purpose, knowing that every challenge is just a stepping stone on the way to fulfilling it. Ultimately, self-belief turns adversity into a powerful tool for personal development. It shifts the way you perceive challenges, turning them into opportunities for growth, innovation, and greater strength. The more you trust in yourself, the more you see each difficulty as a chance to evolve, learn, and move closer to your highest potential. Adversity becomes a catalyst for transformation, and self-belief becomes the driving force that propels you forward, no matter the obstacles in your path. Confidence is a contagious force that ripples outward, affecting not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. When you stand in your full confidence, others cannot help but be inspired by the energy and certainty you exude. Confidence becomes a beacon, a light that others are drawn to, encouraging them to believe in themselves and their own potential. The power of your self-belief has the ability to elevate those around you, creating a collective atmosphere of growth, empowerment, and possibility. When you are confident, you set a standard for others to follow. People naturally gravitate toward those who exude certainty and strength because it provides them with a sense of security and inspiration. The confidence you display gives others the permission to be confident in their own abilities. It teaches them that it is okay to believe in themselves, to step into their own power, and to pursue their dreams with the same conviction and courage that you demonstrate. Your confidence serves as a model, showing them what is possible when you trust in your own worth and abilities. The energy of confidence is magnetic. When you project confidence, you create an environment where others feel encouraged to take risks, to believe in their own ideas, and to step into their full potential. This is particularly powerful in collaborative settings, whether in work, creative endeavors, or personal relationships. Confidence fosters an atmosphere of mutual respect, trust, and positivity, where everyone feels empowered to contribute, share their ideas, and push beyond their own self-imposed limitations. As a result, not only does your own confidence grow, but the collective confidence of the group strengthens as well. Confidence also creates a ripple effect that extends beyond your immediate circle. When you show up confidently in the world, you influence the energy of the spaces you occupy. Your confidence may inspire a colleague to step into a leadership role, a friend to pursue a passion they had been too afraid to chase, or even a stranger to act with greater self-assurance. The more you embody confidence, the more you help raise the collective vibration of the people around you, creating a chain reaction of empowerment that spreads far and wide. What is most powerful about the contagious nature of confidence is its ability to shift the perspective of others. People who might be held back by fear, doubt, or insecurity begin to see that they too have the ability to overcome their limitations. Your confidence acts as a mirror, reflecting back to them the strength and potential they may not have seen in themselves before. They begin to recognize their own worth, to realize that they are capable of greatness, and to believe in the possibility of achieving their dreams. This shared confidence strengthens communities, businesses, families, and relationships. When individuals believe in themselves and in each other, they can achieve more collectively than they could individually. It creates an environment where everyone is empowered to give their best, to support one another, and to build something greater than what they could have done alone. Confidence is a unifying force that brings people together, encouraging them to rise to the occasion and to elevate each other in the process. The contagious nature of confidence also encourages accountability. When you live confidently and lead by example, you inspire others to hold themselves accountable for their actions, their growth, and their own self-belief. Your unwavering trust in yourself challenges them to examine their own beliefs about their capabilities. And in doing so, they are encouraged to take ownership of their potential as well. In this way, confidence not only transforms the individual, but also contributes to the collective empowerment of those around them, creating a cycle of growth that is both uplifting and sustainable. The power of self-belief is not just a personal tool for success, it is a force that transforms everything it touches. When you stand in your confidence, when you trust in your worth, you align yourself with your highest potential and unlock the doors to unlimited possibility. Confidence is not about perfection or absence of fear, but about embracing your true self and boldly stepping into your purpose. It radiates outward, inspiring others to believe in their own power, creating a ripple effect of growth, empowerment, and transformation. Remember, the foundation of your confidence lies within you, not in external validation or fleeting success, but in the quiet knowing that you are enough. You are the creator of your own reality, and by choosing to believe in yourself, you choose to embrace your limitless potential. Your journey will not always be easy, but with the strength of self-belief, you will move through every challenge with grace, turning adversity into opportunity, doubt into conviction, and fear into unstoppable courage. Stand firm in your confidence, for it is the key that will unlock the life you are meant to live.